All right, so this is worm farming 2.2. You can tell how serious I'm getting about this because I've got the gloves, and that's what all the pros seem to use in these videos. So if you're not into worm farming or wormeries or worm bins or any of that, just push stop, because this might be pretty gross. What I'm asking for is some help. There's two people that I really watch when it comes to worms. One would be AJ from AJ Green Topics. Awesome dude. We'll link his channel, a couple of videos at the end screen. And the other guy is Patrick at Vermicompost Learn by Doing. Super entertaining, like, and really knowledgeable when it comes to worms. Super energetic. So it's really cool. It's kind of why I got into trying this. So this is the bin. It's been outside. I've probably done everything wrong with it. So I'm just gonna go through it and then make some adjustments. And my thought is you guys can tell me everything that I've done right, if I've done anything right, but mostly what I've done wrong. Yeah, that's kind of the gist of what I'm going at. So yeah, if you guys can let me know, that'd be awesome. So the top of the bin is just shredded cardboard and hunks of cardboard. So I'm gonna take that off, and I've got a bin just off screen here. I'm not even gonna tell you how I set up this shot. I might show you, but I'm not gonna tell you. I packed some leaves in there and some stuff from the compost, and then I put in 2 piles of food. The one time I did it, it was like -20, which probably wasn't the best time to do it. But anyways, we live and we learn. I'm just gonna start scraping stuff off here. I might make a mess until I can hopefully find worms. Hopefully not a bunch of dead worms. I learned something this morning, something about eggs and larvae too. I'm not sure what they look like, but hopefully I won't crush them. So, oh, I actually see a worm. He's moving very, very slowly. So this is where a bunch of, yeah, there's a couple worms there. The original food scraps was over on this side, and yeah, it's pretty much putrefied, and there are some like little flies in there. So I've heard differing things, like some people are fine with flies and other people aren't. I know my wife totally isn't. So if you guys know how to keep flies out, that would probably be a benefit. But if it creates good compost, I'll just tell her that there's no flies in there, and then everybody wins. And there's Snowy. She just wants to say hello. Hi, Snowy. How are you? Good. That's great. Okay, so back to the worms. So I'm just gonna. There's nothing really in the top. So, and it feels quite wet. Like it's. See if I can. I don't want to squash anything, but I don't know whether your shot is. Yeah, so it's dripping pretty good. So what I have some sawdust and I have shredded newspaper. So I've got an idea, and then you guys can tell me what you think of it. Just getting all the stuff out. No real worms up top at all. And still no. Oh, there's a bunch down at the bottom. There's a ton here now. Okay, so we got lots of worms in the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see this part right here. This is where the second pile of food went. We used a food processor and just ground it right up. And then also my nephew, he does juices, so it was the pulp from the juices. Now I don't think I see. And again, if you're not into worms and stuff, turn off, because this isn't the prettiest stuff in the world. Yeah, so it's super putrefied, and there's some worms around it, but not really eating it. So now down lower, there's definitely more worms. Like, oh yeah, yeah, there's like standing water at the bottom of this. But I don't know if you can see, there's like some tiny worms, some bigger worms. I mean, they're not wrapped around each other. So that's super awesome, Snowy. Thank you. But that's probably a good sign, I would think. I think that's probably a really good sign. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift all this over here. On the bottom, I had shredded newspaper, but I think I need a thicker layer. And what I might do is put shredded newspaper. Oh yeah, there's, I don't know if you guys can see that. There's tons there, like tons. They're all through it. So that's awesome. So what I'm gonna do is put shredded newspaper in the bottom, try to soak some of the stuff up. Maybe a little more. Sure, a little more. And that should give it some insulation too. And I'm gonna put some sawdust in. Put some sawdust in. This sawdust is super dry. A little more. And then I'm gonna put this wet stuff kind of back in on it. Try to get some food scraps in there. Yeah, this stuff's way too wet. So I'm gonna put some more sawdust in there. And then just gonna keep kind of piling this stuff over. Oh yeah, there's tons of worms in here. Tons of worms. I think aside from being way too wet and probably way too cold, we didn't do too bad. Roll that back on there with all the worms. I do have this covered too, so there, it is covered with a waterproof lid. I just think I put way too much because it felt like it was a little bit dry the last time I checked, so I think I just did too much. Alright, so we're going to put some more sawdust on top, but this isn't probably the most exciting thing in the world. Getting worm castings for free would definitely be exciting. So, okay, now I think I'm going to put some more shredded paper on there. And then I've got these leaves here. With really no worms in it. It's just kind of leaves. And this stuff isn't that wet. Oh, that's a banana. A little bit more of this. And then I'm just gonna put the stuff I had on originally back on top. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. Not add any water, more water. But if you guys know, let me know what I did right, what I did wrong. I probably should have added another food source, but there was quite a bit of food scraps still in there. So, and they all seem to be at the bottom, which was interesting because I would have figured they'd be in the middle to try to stay warm, and they weren't clumped at all, like I've seen on your guys' videos. So yeah, that's the worm bin 2.2 now. And yeah, please let me know in the comments. Doesn't have to be like a long thing. And yeah, don't hold back, because I'd really like to get better at this for sure. For sure. It seems like a great way to use up some food scraps. If you're not a worm person and you're interested in starting a worm bin, it's super fun. I mean, it doesn't smell or anything like that. And I think if you started off with a few videos from these guys, you probably have, you know, a lot of success. Yes, Snowy agrees. If you're not into worm farming, but you're kind of interested, like I said, we'll attach one of AJ's videos and one of Patrick's videos at AJ Green Topics and Patrick at Vermicompost Learn by Doing. They've got a bunch of good videos. And yeah, they'll answer every single question or comment that you have. So it's a real good benefit. So highly recommend it. Go and check those guys out. Show them some support. So yeah, fingers crossed with the comments I get back, I'll be able to adjust stuff. And then the next time I open this, it'll be a little bit better. And then keep adjusting. And then hopefully, yeah, I'll be a worm farmer in 5-10 years, which would be awesome. All right, guys. Well, for those of you that stuck around, thanks a lot. And we really appreciate it. If you want to write a comment down below, please go ahead. And yeah, go check those guys out. They're awesome. Awesome. So, cheers. So, another thing I'm wondering is if worms would like mycorrhizal fungi. I think that's what the stuff is. It was at the bottom of a wood chip pile that we had to move to build our manure bay. And yeah, I don't know if you can pick it up on camera, but yeah, you can see it's just layered with, I think it's the mycorrhizal fungi or mycelium or something. But anyways, I think I'm going to tuck some of this stuff in there as well and just kind of see if they dig it or not. And I'm going to tuck it in this corner, and then I'll mark it, and then can come back and just kind of check out to see if they got into it and liked it or not. Awesome. Okay. If you buy two, they're $11.99 and free shipping. And there is the beast, the one-eyed beast. Good girl, Snowy. Good girl. Sure you don't want to bark? Huh? Sure? Good girl.